Hello lovely people and welcome to Guitar Elevation. I'm Jack and today I'm going to show you what are the next steps you can take in case you feel that you've mastered your pentatonic scale. So what we're going to do today is some very interesting shapes that we're going to learn on the pentatonic. So for the purpose of this lesson, we're going to do some examples in A minor, but of course everything we do can be transposed to all of the other keys. So be my guest in doing that yourself. What I'm going to show you today is going to help you to shred all over the neck without thinking. It's going to also help you connect ideas from one area of the fretboard to another area of the fretboard. So the first position of the pentatonic minor scale, or what is widely known as the first position, is this one. I'm pretty sure you know it. Now the second position would start on the second note of the pentatonic, the third on the third note, so on and so forth. Position 4 and position 5. Alright, now these positions are great for starters, but when I think about those positions I can't help but think about a tunnel. It's like you have your head in a tunnel and you can't see anything else, instead of taking advantage of the whole length of the fretboard. Here's the thing, we want to play on 2 strings and we want to cover the entire fretboard. Now we're not going to throw away the positions that we know, position 1 through 5, we're going to use them in order to come up with a new system. To start, we're going to pick 2 strings of our 6 strings here. So you can take any pair of strings. I'm going to take the highest 2 strings, the E string and the B string for this example. This is shape 1, this is shape 2, this is shape 3, shape 4, shape 5. Now if you want to follow along with me using the tabs and the diagrams, you can download everything on the link below, but do that either at the end of the lesson or open a new tab. And if you're advanced, stick till the end because it's all gonna come together and we need to cover everything. We need to build this up as we go. It's very important for us not only to take the first 2 strings from every position, but to know where is our root note, because I'm gonna be calling the shapes depending on where my root note is. The first 2 strings here give me this shape, 1-4, 1-4. I'm gonna call this shape the first position. Even though I'm not starting on the A note here, I'm starting on the E note on fret 5 on the B string. However, I'm gonna call it first position just because it's easier to think about it as being the first position if you're looking from the low E string, because usually that's where guitar players look at their pentatonic shapes. For position number 1, my root note is on the index, but it's on the highest string of those pair of strings. It's very important to remember this. It's on the higher string. Now for position number 2, my root note is on the 3rd finger, the ring finger. And it's on the first string of the pair. Okay? So for position 1, this is my root note. Position 2, this is my root note. Now for position number 3, my root note is under my index finger and it's on the B string. So it's on the first string of the pair. And I'll get this shape, which we call shape number 3. Alright, now here, if you look at position 3, it's as if I'm opening up. Alright, so this shape is opening up and then position number 4 is closing this shape. Alright, check this out. Position 3, I have an opening here and then I close it and it forms this block from here to here. So I open, I close. Awesome. So here, as you can see in position number 4, we don't have the root note inside the shape, but that's not a problem. And at the end, we have position number 5. And for position number 5, my A note is on the 3rd finger, the ring finger, but this time it's on the highest string. Now, you can memorize those shapes like that, depending on the root note, or you could also memorize them depending on the box shapes of the pentatonic that we know. Either way, you need to know where your root note is, because it's very important to know what shape is coming next. The position of that root note is giving away the next shape. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a minute to practice this if you want to. Pause the video if you need to get used to it, because we're gonna take that and do it and apply it on all the other strings. So, as another example, let's take the A string and the D string. And let's start playing from pentatonic position 1, box shape. In this pentatonic position 1, I get which shape? I get basically my A note here on the higher string of the pair and my ring finger on that note. So that's basically shape number 5. Therefore, after that, I get shape number 1. Then I get shape number 2, shape number 3, shape number 4, shape number 5. Now you can see it that way, or you could see it as this being the shape 1, this being the shape 2, this being the shape 3, this being the shape 4. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you memorize those and you get them down your finger. Okay? So practice this on all the pair of strings. But let me tell you something. As you know, between the G and the B string, you always have to move one fret up when it comes to the B string. So here my shapes become... If you need to pause the video and train on that a little bit, do that. Now it's time to move on for us. Alright, so now let's put into use what we just learned. But a piece of advice, get those shapes down your fingers before you attempt to do any of those exercises or those examples. Now, as an example number 1, let's suppose I want to start on pentatonic shape 1 and want to go up to this area of the fretboard. I could do something like... So basically what I did, I used the G and the B strings, but instead of using it as is like that, I slid into the notes like that. Alright, awesome. Now let's do another example, this one in reverse. Okay, so now I used the E and the B strings, and I also didn't play it as is. I used single notes. Awesome stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna play now over a track so that we can put all of this into use. I also want you to try and come up with your own licks using this concept. You get the track below. I'm gonna put the link for it so that you can play over that track. And like I said, try to memorize the shapes first, then try to come up with licks without the track, and then try to adapt them to the track. It's a new and cool idea that you can use inside your solos, and it's gonna steer you away from the cliche box shapes. Don't get me wrong, those shapes are good for starters, but we need to expand and we need to always keep looking for new ways to express our, inner voice and our musicality.